All right, February 2026 is not just another month, I promise you that one. It's a banner month, it's a landmark month, it's one of those turning points where you can literally feel life shifting. Not saying everything's happening, but you can feel it shifting, and you will. Neptune's only just moved into Aries at the end of January, and that alone is massive. But then January takes it further. Saturn moves into Aries on Valentine's Day, no less. And suddenly we're not just dreaming about the change, we're being asked to commit to the change. And then comes the headline moment, the actual Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which is 20th, 21st of February. Something we only see about once every 37 years. So this is the end of an era, start of a new one signature. This is the kind of energy that reshapes governments, borders, leaderships, and for you personally, also your personal life direction, purpose, and priorities. We have big resets, big revelations, and big forward momentum in February. January was the warm-up. February is the ignition point. I'm excited for it. Now, in this reading, I'm going to talk to you about the main headline of the year, and definitely the month, is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction and what it can mean for you. So here goes. It is a rare transit that doesn't just change a mood, it changes a whole storyline. So the first thing I want you to have a look at is what was happening in your life if you were born then. Or if you were not born in 1989 or 1952-53, ask your family what was happening in the family, in the clan, in your sort of, in your lineage, and you might get some very interesting information. Not to mention, you're very welcome to look at the world and world events, world history, what was happening then. Now, what this conjunction means on the 20th, 21st, and remember we're starting a cycle, so we're planting seeds, doesn't mean everything's happening on the 21st of February. But an old chapter is genuinely completing, and a new one is finally ready to begin. Not because everything is easy, but because the universe is helping us stop forcing what can't keep going in an area of your life. Not your whole life, but in one or two areas of your life, and start building what actually fits. So, this is the energy of getting real in the best way. Why? Because we have Saturn as truth, structure, clarity, maturity, and Neptune represents intuition, imagination, healing, the spiritual realm. So when they meet, life is asking a beautiful question. What is real enough to keep? And what was only meant for a season? Now, this is not punishment, this is refinement. It's the difference between a dream you're chasing because you're attached and a dream that's actually aligned with your future. And this energy is helping you choose the second one. Point number 2, clarity returns, but it arrives softly. Now, yes, Saturn-Neptune has felt and will feel like fog at times, but the upgrade here is pretty massive. So you develop the ability to move forward without needing every answer first. Well, that's also because you may not have all the answers. Well, when do we? But this is a superpower. You stop waiting for perfect certainty and you start working with signs, patterns, intuition, timing, discernment. So it's less about I need proof immediately and more about I trust myself to navigate when I can't fully see yet. And that's emotional maturity, that's spiritual maturity, that's actual faith. Now, point number 3, healing happens because the old mask starts slipping. So one of the best things about this energy is it dissolves falsehood. Not in a dramatic everything explodes kind of way. More like you can't pretend anymore, you can't force a story anymore, you can't keep living someone else's version of your life anymore. And in that honesty, healing becomes easier. At a practical level, for example, you may stop chasing mixed signals, you stop working for recognition that never comes, you stop negotiating with bare minimum, you stop sacrificing your peace for potential, you get your energy back. Now, point number 4, boundaries will get better, not worse. With Saturn-Neptune, we've had this issue of blurred boundaries in Pisces, but now we move into Aries. But the evolutionary process of this blur is you learn where your boundaries need to be upgraded. So instead of I don't know where I stand, you get I know where I stand because I choose where I stand, because I've understood and I've seen the facts in terms of where I stand. So you become clearer with your time, your emotional availability, your money, your relationships, your standards, your priorities. Now, this energy makes your yes cleaner and your no calmer. Point number 5, this is a spiritual reset, not a breakdown. This energy is powerful for anyone who is sensitive, intuitive, creative, or a healer, because it's not asking you to abandon magic, it's asking you to make your magic sustainable. So this is upgrade from spirituality as escapism to spirituality as a daily foundation. So you might naturally feel pulled into I suppose, deeper intuitive development, stronger boundaries around energy, a more consistent spiritual practice that can simply be yoga or meditation every day, by the way. It can be therapy that actually works, healing work that changes your life. It can be releasing coping patterns that kept you stuck. So you're not losing your softness, you're building structure around so it can thrive. Point number 6. The sandcastles get washed away. You get to build better with this energy. So now I want you to think of a sandcastle. Sometimes the wave come in and they clear the beach, not to punish you, but to give you a clean slate. And that's what this energy is doing. It can very well clear outdated habits, old identity roles. That can be, I am the martyr of the family, or I'm the caregiver of the family and I no longer want to be or can be. It can be relationships that relied on fantasy, you don't carry them forward anymore, goals that no longer match you, systems that drain you, so you can rebuild with more wisdom. And once you rebuild, and you will rebuild, you don't rebuild the same way, you rebuild smarter. That is a blessing of Saturn Neptune. Point number 7, this is where hope turns into action. We're in a fire sign. So Aries is the beginning, it's the spark, it's the start, it's the courage. So this energy is in the end, it is the beginning of a new era. As I said, I keep saying that again and again, I cannot emphasize that enough. This is the energy of bold, fresh starts, taking the risk before you feel 100% ready, acting on instinct, choosing yourself cleanly, deciding what you want and going for it. So it's not passive manifestation, it's active manifestation. Aries is yang energy. It's not someday, it's now. We're doing it now. So around work and career, there may be a sense of, I'm done performing, I want purpose now, I want something that feels real. So you might see a new role, a better workplace, a business idea taking shape, a long-term project becoming serious, or being guided into a more aligned path, whatever that may be for you. Even if it starts messy, and it ends stronger. Around money, the energy is simpler, cleaner, smarter stability over time. So we're cutting out financial noise, and we're bringing in better systems around money, better habits, better boundaries, less leakage, more long-term planning. So this energy teaches us, let's stop bleeding money and start building wealth calmly. It's not just money, it's stability. Now the big one, love and relationships, less confusion, more truth. We're talking about Saturn Neptune, combining our ideals with reality and truth. So why? Because it raises the standard. So it helps you move from chemistry without commitment to sort of commitment with intention. And it can show up as someone finally making their intentions clear, you choosing better, relationships becoming official, and endings that free you, healing attachment patterns. A deep emotional maturity in love can very much come up here. It's not just romance, it's actually soulful, aligned partnership. Around home and family, this can be a season of restructuring family dynamics. Changing where or how you live is a big one. Stepping out of inherited roles, as I said, creating a home that supports your future, less chaos, more intentional design around peace and ideology and structure. The ultimate gift of Saturn Neptune is you stop needing life to be predictable to feel safe. You learn, even if things shift, and they will, I am still okay, and you will be okay. That is real peace. So, the bottom line, Saturn Neptune is here to soften what was too rigid, solidify what was too vague, dissolve what was never yours, and build what is meant to last. It marks a big moment where the old world stops running your life and your new era becomes real. And because it's at 0 Aries, no less, the first degree of the zodiac, it carries a huge message, a huge spiritual message. You don't need to wait for permission to begin again, because we all will in some way or the other. You're allowed a fresh start, and you will get one. You're allowed to choose better, and you will. You're allowed to build a life you actually want, and you will do that too. This isn't the end of the world. You will hear about a lot of doom and gloom on the internet about this energy, and that may be true sometimes at a world level, at a political level, at a geopolitical level for nations and leaders. But it's not the end of your world, and it's not going to be. It's the end of the waiting. And it's the start of a new world. I promise you that one. Thank you so much again for listening to me. Thank you so much again for working with me. It's an absolute pleasure. As I always say, it's an honor. It's a privilege that I do not take lightly. I promise to do much harder work and work better for you in the future. I hope to work with you soon. Lots of love, and take care. Enjoy February. Bye-bye.